This is TechCrunch.
Firecrawl's co-founder and CEO Caleb Peffer knew the exact moment he found the investor to lead his Series A. He was in a coffee meeting with Nexus Venture Partners Abhishek Sharma at the Blue Bottle in San Francisco's South Park, a favorite VC haunt. While describing the future of the company, he was gesturing so animatedly that his chair tipped over. I actually fell out of my chair, and Abhishek, as a great investor does, caught the chair and me as I was falling, Peffer described with a laugh. That felt like a symbol for how the founder/investor relationship is supposed to work. I think that was a clear signal that he was the right partner. On Tuesday, Firecrawl announced a Series A led by Nexus with participation from Shopify CEO Tobias Lütke and existing investor Y Combinator. Firecrawl offers a popular open-source web crawler for developers and AI agents, with a commercially supported version available through an API. It's used by 350,000 developers, has nearly 50,000 stars on GitHub, and its notable customers include Shopify, Replit, and Zapier, as well as some of the largest hedge funds in the world, Peffer told TechCrunch. And, he says, the company is already profitable. The startup also just released an API that supports search and will soon add support for natural language prompts, as co-founder and CTO Nicholas Silberstein-Camera noted. Peffer, who co-founded Firecrawl in 2022 with Camera and CMO Eric Ciarla, said gaining Lütke as an investor was the best kind of validation. They landed him through a gutsy email after discovering the Shopify founder had signed up to try their product through their self-service portal. We saw his email come in, Peffer said. The Firecrawl crew immediately emailed him to welcome him as a customer, but got no response. 2 months later, some Shopify folks contacted Firecrawl for an enterprise contract. So Peffer took his shot and emailed Lütke again, mentioning they'd love for him to participate in their upcoming round. This time, Lütke responded with compliments about their product. He was in. While AI web crawlers have a somewhat dubious reputation these days, mostly due to bad actors that ignore robot.txt files, they are also a necessary part of the burgeoning AI world. AI trains on the web, agents need to access web pages to perform their duties, and enterprises need personalized crawlers to consume their own websites for training and operations. The Firecrawl founders also hope to help address the frustrating parts of their industry. They are working on tools to help website owners, publishers, and other content creators get paid when AI uses their content. We think this is the way it should be, Peffer said. While there have been lots of efforts around this idea from big names like Adobe and Getty, as well as startups like Bria, Calliope Networks, and others, Peffer feels that Firecrawl has an edge because it's already working with those who are scraping data. We already have one side of the marketplace, he said. What we want to do is just connect that side of the marketplace to the website owners, the publishers. Interestingly, Firecrawl also went viral a few months ago for reasons that have little to do with their open-source tool. They had posted an ad to the YC job board looking to hire an AI agent as an employee for a $15,000 salary, perhaps the first job ad for an agent employee ever. That job search didn't yield an agent worth hiring, so Firecrawl increased the budget to $1 million to hire several agents and the developers who built them and tried again. Applicants flooded in, Peffer said, but the company hasn't yet hired any. The founders realized that evaluating and managing wannabe agent employees is a job in itself, so now they are looking for an AI chief of staff. Firecrawl's Peffer will be on stage at Disrupt in October to discuss all that he's learned in a session that covers the pros and cons of hiring AI agents as early employees. Databricks is in the process of closing a fresh round at a $100 billion valuation, sources confirmed to TechCrunch. The round was originally reported by the Wall Street Journal. A source familiar with the deal tells TechCrunch exclusively that the new round is about $1 billion and was wildly oversubscribed. Databricks, best known for its data analytics products, refrained from selling even more equity because it didn't need cash for operations after its once record-breaking $10 billion raise at a $62 billion valuation in January, according to the source. OpenAI has since squashed the record with a $40 billion raise in March. The round was co-led by both Thrive and one of Databricks' early investors, Insight Partners, TechCrunch has learned. These two firms led the last round as well. The company has now raised about $20 billion since it was founded in 2013. This was a primary round, meaning it didn't include employees selling their shares. However, sources close to the company say Databricks has already had 2 secondary rounds for employees in 2025. Those offers allowed employees to sell up to 40, 50, or 60% of their shares, depending on the size of their holdings. In both cases, the source said, the full funds available for the secondary round were not maxed out, meaning employees held on to more shares than they could have sold. While Databricks clearly isn't in a hurry to IPO, employees have had 2 recent chances to cash out shares. This new round, however, was raised to pursue 2 specific projects, a database for AI agents and its AI agent platform, Databricks co-founder and CEO Ali Ghodsi told TechCrunch in an interview. The company will invest heavily in its database for AI agents, making it generally available to all customers. It launched the product, known as Lakebase, in June at its annual tech conference. Lakebase, which is based on the open-source database Postgres, is enterprise-grade and supports corporate developers' vibe coding projects. This makes it a competitor to Supabase. The database market is $105 billion of TAM, total addressable market of revenue, sitting there kind of unaffected in the last 40 years, Ghodsi told TechCrunch, giving a subtle nod to how database giant Oracle has had a lock on the market for decades. Here's the interesting statistic nobody's paying attention to. A year ago, we saw in the data that 30% of the databases were not created by humans. For the first time, they were created by AI agents. And this year, the statistic is 80%, he said, adding that he predicts this stat to increase to 99% of new databases within a year. There's a new user. The user is not human. It's an AI agent, and if we just double down on making that user persona successful, that's the wedge to disrupt that TAM, he said. As for how Lakebase will differentiate from Supabase and others already building Postgres-based databases for agents, Ghodsi said the key is separated compute and storage. By untying the pricey compute from the lower-cost storage, Databricks can affordably let users create many databases. Because these agents are super fast, they just spin up lots of databases much faster than humans can, but you don't want to go bankrupt because you're doing that, he explained. The second project Databricks will be investing heavily in is AI agent platform AgentBricks, also launched in June. Everybody's super focused on superintelligence, Ghodsi said, but that's not what we need in organizations. Rather than artificial general math geniuses or cancer-curing scientists, what companies need are agents that can reliably handle, unaided, mundane tasks like onboarding employees or answering personalized questions about HR benefits. I think that's a much bigger opportunity, actually, for the worldwide GDP and for organizations, he said. He believes that such focus will give AgentBricks a competitive advantage. He also raised the extra cash so Databricks can get into the AI poaching wars. As you know, it's pretty expensive to hire AI talent right now, he said, smiling. That's all for now. For more stories like this one, visit TechCrunch.com.